What would you do if you saw this in a display case in a store for sale for $4,000? An anthropologist picked up the phone.
She called the Lee County Sheriff's Office and said there's a human skull in this antique mall.
And now this story is the talk of the nation. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lois Tomey.
I'm Chris Safadi. The manager of the Paradise Village Market in North Fort Myers says the skull was in a storage unit full of animal fossils, and she clearly thought nothing of putting it up for sale. Week News reporter Michael Hudak live in North Fort Myers tonight. Michael, you talked with the manager. How did she get her hands on a skull in the first place?
You may not find these bones humorous, but she bought them. She told me that a man that was moving away asked her to take some stuff off of his hands, and she did. And what makes this story even crazier, guys, is that the owner and manager of this vintage store told me she knew they were real human remains and decided to sell them anyway. The ridiculousness.
We opened this tub. Whoa, there's a human skull in here.
Of this
I decided, okay, in September, I'm going to put it out right here.
is bona fide.
It just felt different. It was smooth, the color.
Did you hear what she just said? Beth Meyer told me she knew this was a human skull since she first opened a tub with a bunch of other stuff from an elderly man's storage unit in February.
Okay, I knew it was a real human skull.
Florida law says that is not a good thing, Beth. In fact, it strictly states whoever buys, sells, or has in his or her possession for the purpose of buying or selling the dead body of any human being shall be guilty of a misdemeanor of the first degree.
Based on how the teeth look, this is really, really old.
The manager of Paradise Vintage Market in North Fort Myers decided to put the skull up for sale for $4,000 in September.
Now feel this. It's rough.
As of now, who the skull belongs to is a mystery. It was sitting in this glass container for almost 2 months before a shopper, who also happened to be an anthropologist, saw it, had a bone to pick, and called the sheriff's office.
I got a call from staff. Beth, please come to the front. Well, it was the sheriff. And he said, we had a report there's a human skull. And I said, yeah, sure. So here it is.
We had reports of a human skull, and yeah, here it is. How often do you hear that sentence? Beth told me the skull sat in her store for almost 2 months with a sign that said human skull before the anthropologist came in last Saturday and called LCSO. And that anthropologist, she knows her stuff, so much so, she told deputies that she thinks the skull is that of a Native American. Tests are now being done to determine if that is the case. For now, reporting live in North Fort Myers, Michael Hudak, Wink News.
All right. There's a first for everything. I mean, that in many, many years of doing this, I've never heard that before.
No, but we hope that the remains of that person get back to the
Absolutely, where they
family
belong.
that they belong
Yep.
to. Yes.